If you are a fan of softball, you are going to love the Fastpitch TV show. From softballjunk.com, we're bringing you more softball than anyone on the planet. Sit back and get ready. Here's the Fastpitch TV show.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Fastpitch TV show. I'm your host, Gary Leland, and this week I'm bringing you another great clinic that I filmed at SoftballCon in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, if you're not familiar with SoftballCon, please check out their website. You really need to check it out at softballcon.net. Now, in this week's show, Coach Melissa Frost Fisher from University of Indianapolis gives the clinic Overlooked Fundamentals That Win Games. Now, this week is part 2 of her clinic, but before that starts, please watch this short video about my softball magazine, which you can find at fastpitchmagazine.com.
Oops, sorry. I was reading this month's issue of the Fastpitch magazine. What? You're not familiar with the Fastpitch magazine? Watch this. You are going to love it. Looks great, right? Want to find more about the #1 coaching tool on the internet? Go to fastpitchmagazine.com today.
Throw down. Shortstop sells the tag every time. Every single time. Doesn't matter. If it's in practice, in a game, whatever it may be, on the throwdowns. One thing that we do not allow is that our shortstop will stay in the bag on that last throw, that 5th pitch. They'll stay in the bag, they'll wait, they pretend like the tag, throw the ball in the air, the girls high five, do whatever they do. Allow them to get in that fielding position, get over there, sell the tag every single time. And we want them to sell the tag hard, and we want them to come up with it. So they come up this way. Another thing, we don't allow them to straddle the bag. If we see them straddling the bag, what we teach our players, slide the inside of the field, or straight through their legs. One of the reasons we slide the inside of the field, if Ash is my shortstop, as I'm sliding in, all I can do, where's her tag play coming? It's gonna be right here. Now I'm gonna deflect the throw. My hand sneaks in, because if she doesn't have the ball, sneak in. The other thing too is, if I go straight between the wickets, I knock the ball out of the glove. So we teach our shortstops to get on the inside of the field, towards the pitcher. Now they're waiting on the ball. They also act as a catcher, swipe, and sell. Double play balls. Common mistake, shortstop, second baseman waiting at the bag. They are literally sitting ducks waiting. And then all of a sudden the ball pulls them left or right, they're pulled off the bag, your whole double play ball is down the drain. You went from 2 outs to no outs. Get the first sure out, you want them to sit up behind the bag and wait. Communication is the big one. Let them know who has the bag. Because how many times the pitcher field the ball and all of a sudden both players go and they don't know what to do. So our rule of thumb is, if it pulls the pitcher off the mound, say to the shortstop side, second baseman has it. Other than that, our shortstop has it. The only time that they're gonna go for a second baseman, pitcher's right-handed, sees her backhand, that pauses and freezes the shortstop. So what we do, when I'm hitting to the pitchers, the shortstop and second baseman have to be moving as if they're covering the double play. So if I'm backhanding my pitcher and my shortstop's already breaking, I'm gonna drill one right at the shortstop, because she's already going. So make sure that you're looking for that. Teach them if they're going to backhand side, you hold your ground, second baseman get there. We teach our girls to get in and get out. We never want them waiting on the bag. So when we talk about get in and get out, it's 2 ways. Sorry. Ash is my second baseman. We have our shortstop field. She's gonna step, touch, get in and get out. We teach them, doesn't matter which foot, left foot, step back and throw. They can go right foot, and they're gonna step back into plant. A lot of girls are not strong enough to throw, especially at a younger age, open and throw. So get them the proper footwork. The biggest thing that we often see as a second baseman, clearly first bases over there, is they're gonna step, and then they step directly into the baseline. One of the reasons we teach get in and get out is get them to get in, now push at an angle out of the baseline, get them in a throwing position. So look when they're getting in and getting out that they're not stepping into the runner. And literally during drills, I will stand right in the baseline, right here. Then I'm gonna move on a different part of the base. You can put a bucket there. If they kick over the bucket, they're gonna get drilled in the game, they're in the baseline. Because you as a runner, break up the play. So we yell every time to our runner, break up the play. Don't allow them to be a sitting duck and waiting on the ball. And now all of a sudden, as a runner, all right, I can see they're right there. What's their next move? They're starting to step, but this one foot has to be on the bag. If I'm waiting behind the bag, the runner has no idea. I can get in, get out, and go. Anticipate the throw, always. So that's why we have our girls fast feet behind the bag. 2, 2, 2, now I can go. They constantly have to be moving. They stand flat-footed. There's no way to anticipate left or right. Our game is a game clearly of anticipation. Common mistake, outfield is being an observer. Have your outfielders, regardless, go to that where there can be 2 mistakes. That's how you need to think as an outfielder. We are your last line of defense. So your first option is the throw. Second option is where I'm going next. Have them part of the play as always. Prepare the outfield for everything that can go wrong instead of everything that goes right. If they're prepared for everything that goes wrong, when that throw goes wild, they're in that position. If that throw goes wild, get them to the next position. So that way they're always backing up. Know your surroundings. A lot of times the outfielders will creep in too tight. They don't know how the distance is between the fence and the bag. Okay, if it's tight, get them to see where the ball will ricochet off. A lot of times, if this is the play at third, all of a sudden you see your left fielder right here. If that ball gets fired, she's going to be in a world of hurt. Get her in a position to where she can block that foul territory, the out of bounds territory, but also where she's not so tight in that she can't receive the ball if it's deflected. Know how many steps you are to the fence. So for foul territory, know how many steps you are to the dugout. Know how many steps you are to the out of play area, for example, the tarp. So one thing we talk with our girls about, left fielders, give me how many steps you have in a dead sprint to get to the tarp. And that way they have in their mind kind of placement of where they're at, because that's going to become crucial in the game. All right, base running. All starts with the leadoff. All definitely starts with the leadoff. Check, one of the first things we want to check is check the outfield between every single pitch. We have to check the infield and the outfield between every single pitch. Have outfield and outfield, sorry. Check the infield and outfield between every single pitch. So if I'm the runner on first, we have them checking the second baseman. Every time we have them check. Because if the second baseman starts to slide over, I know as my lead can't be as big. So our responsibility, regardless as a base runner, is put the pressure on the catcher every single pitch. So every single pitch, I need to look like that I'm going. Once you've checked the infield and the outfield, you're ready to rock and roll. You want to look at the size of the lead. Yeah, go that way. That's fine. Go that way. Okay, so one thing we have them do is on the base. Never allow them, if they start left foot, right foot is never going to be in the middle of the base. Okay? Right foot is never allowed to cross over in the middle of the base. So if I'm left foot forward, I'm going to the high side of the bag, which was the outfield. Reason being is I don't want them to trip clearly over the bag. Okay? So Ashley's going to go up, she's going to go left foot forward. Doesn't care, it doesn't bother me whether it's right foot or left foot. We teach a rocking motion. So as the pitcher's in her motion, we rock back, come back through. Ash gets off the bag, 1, 2, 3. She's one step and a dive back to the bag. So things that we look for, things we look for is the size of the lead. Okay, this is from an offense and defense perspective. If I have a runner that's tight to the bag, we're clearly not throwing down. If I have a runner that's big to the bag, do I fake throw? Do I peg her? Okay? If she's getting a sizable lead, getting a big lead, is she ploying me to throw the ball down? That's the first question you have to ask. If she gets a sizable lead and you're on offense, your runner better be really fast, she better be ready to go one way or the other. So our rule of thumb is always one step and a dive. We always talk about the timing. Is she on time getting off the bag? Is she late? Is she early? We always say rather be early than late. And then we talk about weight distribution. A lot of times you'll get young ladies. One of the reasons that we do karaoke, as we go through our karaoke, it's here. Okay? Look where how down or low that I am. So one of the things we talk about is stay in this low position so now I can go one way or the other. That's the reason that we do warm up of karaoke. You get out here and a lot of runners will do this. Now my weight is pushing me, the weight distribution is now on the outside of my foot, I better be going to second. And this is things that I look for from a coaching perspective of, am I gonna throw down? So if she's out there doing this, I know she has to go from here to get back. So what I look for in our players is just simply here. They're right here and they can go one way or the other. Balls their feet, like a defensive position like a basketball player, one way or the other. Easy way to correlate with them is as they're doing karaoke, let them know. That's why we do it, so you can cross over and go. Ball in the dirt, always. Ball in the dirt, we're taking the next base. I'll take chance every single time of the being thrown out. Has to be a good throw. The catcher has to locate the ball, shortstop has to apply the tag. So we literally, every time ball's in dirt, we're gonna try to take the next base. Verbal commands from the first base coach. These are some things that we say. Okay. Stay big. Meaning as she rounds and comes out, stay big, stay out there, stay big, stay big. Because if you say no or go, they don't know the difference. So utilize words that don't play the sound things or commands the sound thing. Stay big is one. Draw the throw. And we'll tell our young ladies, draw the throw. That means get out there, get out there. Utilize to see if you can get it. And our first base coach will literally say, get big, get out there, get out there. I'm this far off the bag, I'm waiting for the catcher to go to throw down, so then I can go. Reminder of the speed in front of them. So when our runners get to the bag, our first base coach say, you got speed in front of you, or she's gonna say, don't overrun her. Because there's nothing worse than you have Speedy Gonzalez on first, you have Sally Slowfoot on second, and Speedy's about to pass her. And then all of a sudden, your Sally doesn't score, and then now you're gonna run down. So always remind your players of the speed that's in front of you. Player always has the first baseman, coach always has the second baseman. So as they take their lead, I'm the first baseman, she can clearly see me. She can't see the second baseman. So the player's responsibility, she knows, ball's not in the dirt, her priority is on the first baseman, and then if the second baseman crashes, that's the job of the first base coach to let her know. Aggressiveness on the base is a big one. Put pressure on the defense. Everything always starts with lead off. Awareness of the catcher's arm and awareness of the cutoff. Big mistake. We were we lost the conference tournament because our runner had a double in the gap. She would have been the tie and run, the run that would have scored, or the run that did score would have been the tie and run. 2 outs, our runner hits the ball in the gap. Their catcher has a cannon of an arm. Runner hits the ball in the gap, outfield comes up throwing. The catcher's smart enough, clearly sees there's no chance of getting a girl at home. 2 outs, catcher comes up the line, cuts the throw, nails our girl. We're done the ball game, 3rd out. That was a tie and run. That run would have scored, tie and run. Awareness of the catcher and awareness of the cutoff. If the cutoff is slow-footed, utilize it. Utilize that extra person, that trail runner, to take the next bag. Want to say anything on that? Rundowns. Goal of the player in the rundown. Clearly, make as many defensive throws as possible. One thing that we teach our young ladies is a trail runner always tries to replace the lead runner. So the rundown is between home and third. A runner on first. My job is to run on first, get all the way to third, and I'm gonna stand right beside third. Foot's not on it yet. The moment she gets tagged out, now I'm gonna step on it. If the runner from home to third makes it back to third, that runner needs to start retreating back. The mistake that a lot of times is made, the rundown is between home and third, and this runner starts coming back towards me, and what does the girl do that's a trail runner? I'm gonna take off back because she's a nervous wreck. We need a runner that's safe here. We don't need 2 outs, we only need 1 out of that situation. We need the runner, from an offense perspective, we need a runner safe here. So if I'm on the bag between second and third, and the runner between third and home is on the bag, whose bag is it? The runner between second and third. Let this runner get off, you still have a safe runner here. So we teach our young ladies to bust all the way over, stand beside the bag, beside the bag, beside the bag. She's tagged out, step on the bag. If not, then I gotta go back. But allow your lead runner, by the time for the trail runner, stay in it, make as many throws as you can. All right, ball in the gap, regardless. My job as a third base coach. Ball in the gap, our runners are taking 2 bases. When we're on the bases, the only command I make is this, as far as with balls in the gap. I get him to stop, I get him to stay on the bag, we're going 2 bases regardless. If you can teach them to be full speed ahead instead of just having the brakes on, don't be complacent, we teach them full speed ahead, I can always stop them. But a lot of times what will happen, they'll get to second, slow down, and then all of a sudden you're like, come on, come on. Now they have to get back in their gear again. Teach them to get moving and keep moving the whole time, then put the brakes on. So they're always in one gear until that happens. All right. So what are you doing as a coach? As a first base coach, vocal commands. We talked a little bit about this. Through the bag, that's one of them. Because say you have a slapper up, she doesn't know if the through the infield, not through, it's the outfield, whatever it may be. We tell them through the bag, through the bag, through the bag. Okay? We tell them round and look. Say that, they don't know if it's infield and outfield, round and look. That means the throw's not coming to them, but get them out there. And our first base coach says it over and over and over. See the line drive through, so as they're setting up for, their lead off, remind them, see the line drive through always. Because how many times they get so antsy, they get out there, they've got to see it through. Stay out in the blooper, stay out, stay out, stay out. And as a first base coach, the moment the ball goes up, everybody wants to get back to the bag because that center fielder that's 150 feet away from them is going to throw them out when they're 3 feet away from the bag. Your job as first base coach, get out, and you keep commanding them to get out, because if it's a diving situation, plenty of time to still get back. If she dives and misses it, we're halfway to second. So your job as first base coach, keep those vocal commands coming. Utilize hand signals. Up on the bag, and so we tell our girls, up on the bag. And come up with your own hand signals, but I don't say a word at third base, and we have different hand signals. They know they can round and look, they know they can be up on the bag, they can halt at the bag. Just come up with your own hand signals, so you never have to say a word. So the hand signals we have are up on the bag, we have turn and locate the ball, so that means they can round the bag, they have time to look in the outfield, they can come off the bag. We have the stop sign, clearly. One of the things that with stop sign, as a third base coach, and your runner is rounding the bag, who's going to be my runner? Okay, so Ash is coming from second to third, so I'd be in this position, and you're bringing her, okay? Ball's by her, and all of a sudden you say, stop! So one of the things that I learned, clearly, is as she's rounding, you come right with her. And as you're coming with her, now you're utilizing and seeing the whole field. And if I decide to have her put the brakes on, Asher on the bag, I'm right here. So if she can't hear me, stop sounds like score. We don't use the word score, we don't use the word go. Okay? I don't say anything. Unless you see me halt them, they're scoring. So that's some things to utilize, because how many times players say, I thought you said no. You're like, no, I said go. You're gritting your teeth like I usually do. So utilize commands that they know, but they also can't get confused. Go to the next base, hand signal for that. Be vocal. Lead runner and trail runner, talk to them. Rule of thumb that we have, as the lead runner, she's past me, and I'll just let her know, keep going. And as she's passing me, I'm gonna keep talking to her. Okay? And as long as I'm not saying anything, then she's gonna score. I'm already on to the next runner. My hand signals would be for the next runner. My vocal would be for the girl at third, the lead runner. Does that make sense? I feel like I kind of said that confusing. All right. Runner should expect to take 2 bases unless you give them the stop sign. And then how much freedom are you giving them? One of the things I always tell our girls is, I'm never gonna yell at you for being aggressive. Our rule of thumb, if it's for that game, is to get to 3. That's our game plan, stick with it. Give them how much freedom you want. That's the responsibility of your first base coach as well. If she says stay tight to the bag, you need to let them know that. A lot of communication clearly is the key with the young ladies. All right. Getting the strike, that's the big one. Communicate to the coach the batter placement in the box. So figure out where she's set up. First thing our catcher does, and I'm gonna see where her feet are at. She's right on top of the plate, I'm not. So as a batter, the catcher's responsibility, our catcher just does this, she does this. She doesn't do anything, our catcher's like. So she's neutral in the box, where she was at before, our catcher's not gonna do anything. She's crowding the plate, our catcher lets me know. So that way if I'm gonna throw the outside fastball, now it looks like a big meatball to her. So the thing is, your catcher has to have communication with you. Check the catcher setup. Working the upside down U. elbow in, which is what we talked about, and glove work. Tell me I have a few minutes. Sorry. All right, communication with umpire is crucial. Ash has done a great job with this since she's joined our staff. As a pitcher, I just want a strike. I don't care what the umpire thinks, I just want the strike. Well, one of the things that Ash gets on our young ladies about is, first thing that they do is they never show up the umpire. So as the ball comes, every pitch to pitcher is a strike. I was a pitcher, so I think every pitch across the plate is a strike. Our job as a catcher, get the ball back, okay? If they want to question where it's at, get back in the stance. Blue, where was that? And then they go. What we don't want them doing is be like, because now that shows them up. You turn around and give them this signal, it shows them up. You squeeze it and hold it for a while, same thing. Umpire sometimes will say, you know what, I don't care where the next pitch is at. That happened to us at conference tournament, it cost us. Our catcher held it a little too long, next pitcher missed, down the middle of the plate. I come unglued, I'm like, where is that? Umpire's like, it's outside. And our catcher's like, he's squeezing us. Really, what gave that away? It's down the middle of the plate. But he had taken it as she had kind of shown him on the floor. So eyes are always forward, get the ball back to your pitcher. How much do I need? Rather than, where is that? Because I was a 17, 18-year-old girl once, and sometimes we tend to get a little lippy. And oftentimes the umpire will take that. Instead of saying, where is that? Say, how much do I need? How much do I need to bring it in? So then we communicate with our pitchers, half ball. Full ball, whatever it may be, get it off the plate, get it on the plate. So get their lingo as according. I think we're out of time. I'm getting them signal from the back. Just real quick with pitching, so a couple things that are easy to spot. From a pitching perspective, your pitcher's missing, okay? One of the things that I teach with fastball, middle finger does the work. So a lot of fastballs are thrown on a C grip and fingers across. They're missing. Take the middle finger, snap it to where you want the ball to end up. Okay, that's a quick fix because not everybody clearly is a pitcher. That's a quick fix. Aim the ball outside, same thing. Wherever the middle finger is pointing is where it's going to go. Utilize a changeup. If you can't utilize a changeup, tell them back pocket. Ball sailing high, ball sailing low. Got to let it go beside their back pocket. So work on all planes, and then pitchers need to be aware of where to throw the pitch in every count. So if it's 0-2 count, clearly you don't want it thrown on the plate. Communicate that with them. Us pitchers just like to throw. So I think we're out of time, but thank you guys very much. Questions, please let me know.
Looking for a softball bat? Do you want to save $30? SoftballJunk.com is offering an additional $30 discount on all regular price bats on the website. That's right. $30 discount. Just text the word Fastpitch to 555-888 and Gary will send you a discount code good for $30 off your next softball bat at softballjunk.com. FYI, that code's also good at the Arlington, Texas store.
Welcome back. Now that last short clip, well, that was my daughter Amanda, and she was telling you about my website, softballjunk.com. Make sure and text the word Fastpitch to 555-888 and get your discount code for $30 off your next softball bat. You can use that code at checkout, and like I said, save yourself $30. And the best thing about the code is you can use it over and over and over. It's a really great deal, but you do need to text Fastpitch to 555-888. Now, if you enjoy this show, I ask that you at least check out my website, softballjunk.com, the next time you're looking for softball equipment, bats, balls, whatever. If I offer a competitive price, well, please buy some from me and show some support for all the free content that I bring you week after week after week. Now, I hope you enjoyed Melissa's clinic, and please tell your friends about the Fastpitch TV show, and make sure and take a look at my website, fastpitch.tv. So until next time, this is Gary Leland saying goodbye, and thanks for watching.
This show is a member of the Fastpitch TV network. See all of our shows and blogs at www.fastpitch.tv.